Welcome back to the Dota 2 Canada Cup here on twitch.tv/Dota2 Canada Cup. I'm What Is Hip from High Ground TV. With me today, Hippie Casting. Hippie, buddy, that was an absurd game number one. I don't even know what to say about that, but game number two of the day, compLexity versus Thundercats.
Remaining.
What's up?
I mean, I don't know, man. I'm still
5
kind
seconds
of
remaining.
basking in the afterglow of that kind of glorious match we just got to witness.
That was
But
absurd.
I think Thundercats were watching, because look at those first two bans right there.
Dire team.
Yeah, and they were not having any of that. No sniper, no Chen. And Minats definitely was very effective with that Chen, I have to say. I mean, he spread the creeps all around the map during the later parts when he knew that just grouping them up would suicide them to that Earthshaker, and was able to split push pretty effectively with those. In the early game, he had a good effect with them just pushing down towers. And now compLexity without the Chen, without the sniper, I'm not sure they can go for a similar lineup, but we'll find out, I guess.
No, I think the Chen was actually quite critical to that lineup. Without the added early game power to support the Leshrac push, I think it would have crumbled pretty hard.
The
Dire
Skywrath
team
Mage for
ban.
compLexity. And I have to say, the Skywrath in the last game was
Radiant
a little bit
team
lackluster. Did
I
not,
just don't feel like
did
the-
not work out.
Yeah, I don't feel like the Skywrath Earthshaker really got as much done as I expected them to in the early game.
I feel like they were too static in the lanes.
Yeah, they were really working on that clockwork a lot. Well, obviously,
10
we can see
seconds
compLexity puts a
remaining.
lot of value on getting that clockwork for IX Mike. First pick both games.
5 seconds
Well,
remaining.
I think that's definitely one of his most comfortable
Dire
heroes
team
and
ban.
can be very important. Ancient Apparition actually going to be banned out here as first round, Venge, Juggernaut, nothing surprising there. And then Thundercats are going to ban out the Viper, which is definitely a Swindle Melon's favorite, so not too surprised to see that get banned out.
10 seconds.
Well, just so
remaining.
frustrating to lane against. It's very hard to win a mid lane against a Viper without committing to a dual mid. So just
5
removing it from
seconds
the
remaining.
equation before you have to, like, say you pick your third and fourth,
Reserve
and then
time.
compLexity fourth picks a Viper, and you're not set up with the possibility for a dual mid with your last pick. You've lost the mid lane, basically. Especially if you've already picked your mid. It's a very, very nasty counter pick.
Yeah, it can definitely be frustrating for them to have to lane against and have to deal with, so that can be banned out here in the second round. And
I like
compLexity-
the Clockwork Skyrath combo.
I
We
mean,
were
I
talking
think
about
that's
the
very
counterplay
powerful.
of the Skyrath. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that means that you can split the Skyrath up from whatever other support they try to pick. He doesn't necessarily need to have a support that ganks really well with Skyrath Mage. You can just have the Clockwork run and just Mystic Flare whoever he gets. Because until Force Staffs come out, that's almost a sure kill.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, if they don't have a Force Staff, they don't have a BKB, they are dead in that combo. So moving forward in the draft here, Storm Spirit going to be banned out. And
5 seconds
Thundercats,
remaining.
interesting. I mean, I'm interested to see how they
Reserve
play
time.
this, given that they just saw what compLexity had. And compLexity, I have to say, have definitely been struggling lately. They have not had a ton of success. So definitely possible that there are limited options for them to
Radiant
be
team
playing.
pick.
Yeah, but I mean, after that last game, they got to be riding a good high off of that. They have to feel good, feel like,
I
yeah, we
feel
can
like
execute.
they must feel lucky. I can't believe they won that game.
Yeah, but I mean, there's certainly, obviously, when another team makes mistakes, you still have to capitalize on it. You still have to play it correctly. And I think that nice little backstab maneuver they pulled at the very end had to give them a little bit of a rush,
10
Like, man, we did
seconds
really well
remaining.
off of that. 'Cause that was high risk.
They definitely played it correctly, but I feel
5
like
seconds remaining.
Leviathan just letting their entire base die might not have been the play.
Not the best decision, yeah.
Reserve time.
Might not have been the play, but you're definitely right about that. I mean, they did capitalize on that effectively, and not something that every team can do. So moving forward here, what's compLexity going to do? How are they going to deal with this axe? Well, we'll have to find out. I mean, second round's a ban. The only really surprising thing on here, I think, is this Ancient Apparition. That's kind of interesting. And Shadow Demon going to be picked up here by the Thundercats. Good against the Skyrath Mage. We saw that in the last game. Fairly good against the Clockwork as well. Just being able to disrupt someone who gets gone on is very, very effective.
Yeah, and also not just for the sake of being able to prevent some of the damage from the Clockwork, but also if you get a disruption on a Clockwork, even if they're stuck in cogs with him, most of his damage is coming from battery assault, and now you're splitting it between 3 units.
Yeah, absolutely. And
10
compLexity
seconds
taking
remaining.
their time after the Shadow Demon pick here. Where do they want to go with the lineup? This should give us
5
a lot
seconds
more
remaining.
input here into what's actually going to happen. Clockwork fairly.
Reserve time.
I mean, we see him aggressive in the off lane or just soloing in the easy lane. All depends on how complexity want to pair up with the Skywrath Mage. Aggressive tri-laning with the Skywrath Mage is definitely always tempting, very powerful in that lane. You can just spam the Arcane Bolt for a long time, and it's going to be an enigma here for complexity. So they're
Radiant
definitely going to be
team
playing this
pick.
one a little bit different.
Yeah, I mean, well, with the possibility of it's hard to kill a lane that has a Shadow Demon. It's hard to kill a lane that has a Lion. They're both capable of playing very defensively. And honestly, I think that Enigma pick really opens up the possibility that these three heroes already picked go aggressive. I'm not sure I like the idea of picking a jungler into Axe Lion Shadow Demon. I think that's just kind of asking for disaster
10
for your safe
seconds
laner.
remaining.
Definitely a possibility. I mean,
5
the Enigma you have
seconds
to
remaining.
weigh, how good is our Enigma player? How quickly can he pick up a mechanism to help deal with that
Reserve time.
aggressiveness? And I don't remember which game it was, but in the Canada Cup the other day, we saw an Enigma who was extremely lackluster in the laning phase and then hit 3 enormous black holes that actually just ended the game. And I couldn't even say anything after that, but it was like 8 minutes and he wasn't level 6 and we were just trashing him. And then he hit 3 game-ending black holes, and they won. So
I mean, yeah, the Enigma definitely has the power to just end a game. I mean, more so than just about any other support, I feel.
yeah, absolutely. And continuing on forward here on your Valentine's Day,
Queen
you guys are watching
of
some Dota, and
Pain.
I'm here
Dire
casting
team
some Dota. So thank you guys for sticking around. Queen of Pain picked up here by the Thundercats.
There you go. It's the Valentine's Day hero for you
Yeah,
to make you feel less lonely. I'm here for you, Greg. I hope you know.
just me and you.
Just me, you, and Quaff.
Me, you, and oh god, I'm not gonna go down that road. And fourth pick for complexity. What's it gonna be? And they have Thundercats have a very aggressive lineup here once again.
5
And
seconds
I
remaining.
mean, they have the Axe, they have the Queen of Pain, and Razor gonna be picked up here
Radiant
by
team
complexity.
ban.
Very annoying hero for Queen of Pain to deal with in the mid lane. Obviously, the dagger spam is not great against Razor, who can just get unstable current and then kill you if you try to dagger him.
I don't hate it though, especially with the extra
10
range blink at
seconds
early levels. I think it
remaining.
was a much stronger counter back when she
That's
had like
true,
a
yeah.
600
It's harder
range
to
blink, and if
die
you got
now.
on top of it.
5 seconds
Well, yeah, because I
remaining.
mean, if you just save your blink for the sole purpose of breaking static link, like you basically, if you're Quap versus
Reserve
Razor, you should
time.
really blink for 2 reasons, right? 1, you're gonna kill him, like outright as soon as you blink, he's dead. Or 2, he static links you and you just leave. So I think it's going to be much, much harder for Razor to deal with new Quap than it was previously.
That's true.
And I like how she plays in with both the Shadow Demon and the Axe. Obviously, the Shadow Demon, nice to just hold someone in place for her to be able to get closer, get in range for that blink. And of course, the Axe call will make it much, much easier for her to hit like maybe 2-3 hero nukes at the start of the game, back before people are usually bunching up a lot.
Yeah, continuing on forward here. Last round of bans, Venomancer banned out by the
10
Thundercats.
seconds
The
remaining.
snake. How do you feel about Venomancer? Before I
5
inject my
seconds
extremely
remaining.
opinionated opinion.
I mean, I really like him when he's on my team, and I really can't stand him when he's against me. I don't think he's like a really, really super strong hero, but I think he's annoying as hell.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. And continuing on forward here, how are complexity can deal with this? So, I mean, you look at Thundercats lineup, and it's very, very. I mean, they have the Queen of Pain, which is very aggressive, falls off. The Axe definitely not as strong late as he could be. So, where do complexity want to ban here? Do they want to try to keep them from destroying the early game, or try to ban out some sort of safeguard for them? It definitely looks like Thundercats are going to be looking for a hard carry here in their last pick.
I mean, do
Broodmother.
you go something just
Radiant
that's
team pick.
a little weird. I mean, don't get me wrong, Brood can actually do a lot of work, and they don't really have a lot of good counter Brood stuff right there. There's not a lot of AoE aside from maybe the Plasma Field and the occasional Rocket Flare. So I think they would actually have trouble cleaning up Broodmother. I've seen some really good Broodmother play in a couple of other sort of tier 2 tournaments. I was doing Bryden League over with Hefla, and there was some amazing Broodmother play where
10
instead of dropping the
seconds
webs kind of up and down a lane, they basically just covered
5
like
seconds
across the
remaining.
map, like kind of a little behind the river with webs, so the dude could be in any lane at any time.
Huh.
It was terrifying for the
Reserve
enemy
time.
team. It was actually very effective.
That sounds like a fun. I'm going to do that in pub. That sounds fun. I'm into
Dude, I'll
that.
come with
I'm into that. Thundercats here,
All
their
right.
last pick after the Broodmother
10
ban.
seconds
I mean,
remaining.
the one thing I would say, compLexity does not have a very good team to deal with the Broodmother. And it's going to be a Spectre, so it's
Yup.
a safeguard.
Yup.
Dire
I was
team
thinking
pick.
Spectre, Medusa, something like that. Something that's going to be very, very strong in the late game. And because you have 4 heroes who are strong enough to control the early game. You don't need a carry that can play aggressive here. And I think committing too hard to the early game, we almost saw that bite compLexity in the Axe last game. They committed very, very hard to the early game and nearly threw it away off just a couple bad fights. So I mean, it's just the meta. It's just ever since that. I know we're past 6.82 and we're a couple versions later, but it's still there, even if it's not as strong.
Yep. I would
5
definitely
seconds remaining.
agree with that one. And compLexity, I feel like this lineup is not as
Reserve
focused
time.
as what we've saw from them previously, or even from Thundercats lineup here. This feels kind of, I mean, they're going to get some pickoffs with Skywrath Mage and Clockwork. They have the Razor, I guess, to push. So I guess they're
10
just going to be a little
seconds
more
remaining.
aggressive here, using that Enigma to help push the lane. Of course, the threat of the
5
black hole in
seconds
the
remaining.
fights in the beginning of the game is significant. It's going to be a Necrolite. All right, this is an EG lineup. Like, this feels like an EG lineup from a while ago.
It's a little connection problem. Are you getting that?
Yep.
Servers, please. Valve, please. You know what I think happened, by the way, right when we almost broke last game? I'm pretty sure it was because Year Beast went up and everyone went nuts.
Yeah, I mean, it just definitely makes sense for Valve to have an event which basically just entices people to DDoS
Breaks the
their
server.
own server.
Especially when US East is already a shit show.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna try to
Let's
reconnect
see
here,
if we
but
can reconnect here.
no guarantees on that one, to be honest.
So just real quick, I mean, talking about the Necrophos while we're on the loading screen, I was thinking to myself, okay, what are they going to do with this Enigma? And Necro's kind of okay with Enigma. He's not really as bursty in an AoE as I would like. But if you get a bunch of people, obviously, if they're stuck in the Enigma ultimate, if you have the Midnight Pulse down as well as the Necro Aura and all of the Necro spam, you can get a lot of kills right off of that, and you can definitely get enough damage on one hero to scythe down someone really important. But I feel like the rest of the lineup they drafted, let's see here, just going from memory, we had Clock, Skywrath, Enigma, Razor, Necro, right? You don't really have a lot of AoE that's working with the Enigma Black Hole there. Sure, they're going to be shutting a couple people down. Maybe you can burst 1 or 2 people, but the Enigma feels out of place, you know?
It really does, honestly. I would definitely agree with that. And it does not look like we're going to be able to reconnect here. Imagine we're going to have a remake. Yep. All right. I'm still in the lobby, but not really. We're gonna pop over to the AFK screen for a couple minutes here. We're gonna have to remake the lobby. Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back. Well, that could have been worse. We are back for the Dota 2 Canada Cup, remaking all pick. And I'm Mortis Hip again. With me, Hippie, Hip Squared, the hippest duo in all of the land. I don't know, man. I thought I was gonna have a better pun than that already, but I didn't. What's going on?
I mean, you could always just play Tower of Power every time we load in, and it would work.
I'd be into that. I would definitely be into that. And we're just waiting now for the all pick make to sort of go through. We're almost there. And now we are back into the game. Everyone cross your fingers that everything goes smoother than what just happened. But taking a look here at the lineups here for compLexity, Dota 2 Canada Cup. Last game of the day, Z-Freak, he's going to be on the Skywrath Mage. IX Mike once again on the Clockwork. Limp is going to be on that Razor. Does not even have the Golding Severn Crest, so he needs to get his stuff together. Necrophos, that's going to be Swindle Melons, Minuts on the Enigma.
Looks like we're going to have actually a similar opening from Thundercats as came out from Leviathan in the previous game. They're going to smoke into that jungle, try to slow down Enigma a little bit, I guess, by dropping some wards. So real quick, if I can get this off, we're going to have Exile playing the Shadow Demon, Guanzo over on the Axe, Spectre will be handled by Motivation, DK will be playing that Queen of Pain, and Spirit will take care of the Lion for us.
Well, we'll see if they're able to get these wards down, or if they're able to get a pick. Z-Freak in a very good position
Same
here.
Positioning from compLexity.
30 seconds to battle.
I think they're cautious because they saw what happened last game to Leviathan.
Looks like they are going to be okay here. Everyone, I think, is going to get out just fine. Your cusp of shot possibility there, but not going to be able to. Not going to get that one off.
I mean, I think TC actually has the much stronger level 1. Oh, they're going to try and flank in on them.
Move
Here's
here.
compLexity.
There's the Earth Spike coming out. Z-Freak taking some damage. Guanzo going to get one bounty rune. Looks like IX Mike is going to grab the other. So one for each team. Fairly tame level 1 engagement. Sometimes we see some crazy stuff in these fights right at the beginning of the game, and I love it. What do you think of the bounty rune change and its impact on that level, the level 1 engagement rather?
I like it. I think because, I mean, sometimes you get people who are playing safe and they just go for their side of the rune, but just trying to get, especially when you have these junglers that people are trying to shut down, you then also know, okay, we can get a half-level advantage for one of our heroes right here. If you can get that on your mid, it's a really big deal. Especially on a snowball hero like Guap. Would have been nice if DK could have grabbed that for his team.
Did you just see what just happened? The Shadow Demon just ran up, slammed down a sentry ward, and TP'd out. And my nuts and the Skywrath Mage were both standing right here. And he just runs up, puts the sentry down. It's like, well, see you later, guys. Oh, man, that was funny.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like they had anything to stop a TP. Enigma's still level 1, so yeah. Pretty funny. I'm sure they'll know exactly what happened the second the.
Oh, I mean, they saw him do it. They saw him do it, yeah.
Yeah, they're already bringing out sentries on the courier.
And IX Mike cogsed in here with the Spectre, and that's not really where you want to be when there's a level in Desolate and you don't have Battery Assault. So he takes some extra damage there in the bottom lane. So we'll see how quickly Minuts can jungle. I mean, in the last game, he was pretty efficient with the Chen. So I expect him to be efficient now, and drops down the sentry, dewarding this immediately, knocks down these. Pretty much perfect by Minus. He is going to lose a little bit of time here, but that's all right. Already a level 1 unstable current. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, no, my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off there. But he was not only efficient with his actual jungling, like the farming, but he had very efficient rotations as well. You notice he got a couple of really good ganks in on the mid lane at the start that helped to slow down the Storm Spirit.
Yeah, absolutely. He played really well, I mean, throughout the entire game, so... Very often that Chen gets pretty ineffective in the later parts of the game. He did well for himself. So Limp going to be building towards the bottle, Queen of Pain as well. Both, well, maybe not necessarily the bottle, but he needs something here. And it's just going to be 4 tangos.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the Queen of Pain was taking actually a whole ton of damage. She's already burned through her shared tangos, already burning through her unshared tangos as well. The set she bought for herself, so a little bit of delay coming out there on that bottle. She's got the damage to deal with Razor. It's very, very frustrating to play against a Guap with a stats build. Just look at her, she's already swinging for 70 at level 3.
Yeah, makes it pretty easy for her to CS. And like we mentioned, the blink to break the static link.
Extra points in Shadow Strike. I guess to try and make it so that the so that she can just win the lane even against the unstable current, make that just a more efficient harass mechanism. But at the same time, that's gonna kind of hurt her ganking potential a little.
I mean, it's definitely gonna hurt her gank potential. Every point you put in that Shadow Strike makes you much less effective at ganking. And Z Freak is here. He does not have silence though, so I don't anticipate this gank to work. He does have he is hasted, I guess. Maybe it will, but I feel like without the silence,
not against the 1300 blink. It's just too easy for her to get away.
Yeah, I think so.
Especially because, I mean, not that he knows it, but Axe is hanging out right there. And already has his tranquils.
Guanzo off to a good start here. I like this axe that he has. It's a nice looking axe.
It's pretty nice, yeah.
Well, looking at the CS here, Swindle Melons off to the races on this Necrophos, and no points in Heartstopper. Thinks he's alone in this lane, but Exiled is actually hiding over here, just soaking a little bit of XP here and there.
That's pretty sneaky.
That's very sneaky.
For a Shadow Demon. I mean, well, he knows that even if he gets caught, there's not a lot of Necrophos can do to kill him. He needs to have somebody else there.
Lane, DK. Oh. Man, that's the danger. You just start taking so much damage if you actually try to kill the Razor.
Yeah, I mean, the harass.
Here.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting wrecked by that Shadow Strike, and now he only went for the 2 points in the Shadow Strike, which is, I mean, it's.
He's getting doubled up in CS. Damage. Limp is actually getting destroyed in terms of last hits. He has 8.
I mean, yeah, if he's not able to get kind of any pressure on the opposing hero, I mean, the big thing Razor kind of does, I mean, he plays kind of in your face because he knows you can't hit him with targeted spells that often. You can't spam him out. And then he gets far enough up in your face that he can get the static link. And then he just, last hits with that damage, so you feel really pressured. But against the Queen of Pain, she doesn't care. Her damage is so much better than yours. She can play so far back that you're never going to get a good static link on her. And even if you do, you're not going to drain any damage.
Junglers performing both very similarly. Motivation doing a bit worse comparatively to Swindle Melons, but he does have IX Mike to deal with in this lane. Both of them doing just fine, to be honest. But now they're going to catch IX Mike. Guanzo pops off that call. IX Mike stuck in here. I do not think he's going to make it out of this one. Guanzo gets the spin for the first blood.
Axe will whittle them down.
Right. That's a good start for them, picking off the offlaner, trying to slow down it. I mean, Clockwork's already level 5. He's got boots and bottles, so a little more soaked experience, and he can run around and start impacting the game. They haven't really forced him out enough to make a lot happen, but at the same time, it's not like he's able to pressure a Spectre. It's not like they had the option to go aggressive because they already had the Enigma pick, so there's a free farming Spectre who looks like she's just rushing a Radiant, sitting at about 2,000 gold.
I mean, that's not a bad place to be when you have this much CS, to be honest, and the Radiant all doing just fine. Swindlemon's interested to see where exactly he decides to go. We've seen a bunch of different Necrolite builds. It looks like he's probably going to be going for the Hand of Midas, and I think that's actually flying out. Yes, it is. So,
yeah,
as the Hand of Midas completed. That's good. That's good timing.
Well, not just that, but getting that experience influx on Necrophos is a really, really big deal. Getting to that level 2 Reaper Scythe as quickly as possible. Because the level 1 is nice, but the damage on it just... it's the side effect you're looking for with the level 1. It's not the damage.
Yeah. And Midas completed now, so he's going to be continuing to farm here. And Spectre has stopped to pick up some brown boots. Nothing too surprising.
Yeah, looks like we might have the Skywrath Mage coming in to try and slow her down. She does have the Lion there to defend, so I think it would actually be pretty tough. She doesn't have any levels in Dispersion, though, so no extra tankiness. And she's actually gone for the treads, so now she's got 900 life. Hard for Mike to get a pick off here. There they go. There's the slow. Gonna start up the battery assault. Cogs are gonna be ready, and immediately just no, they're gonna get it. The Lion just kind of backed up. It wasn't really there to provide any sort of counterplay.
Yeah, they were definitely not ready for that one. And the hook shot there from Mike going to secure that one, even though it did not quite catch him in the cogs, able to hook shot through that. Nice play there by him.
He caught him in the cogs, but he terrain walked through it.
Oh,
dagger.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
My nuts. Continuing to farm up here, level 7. Doing pretty well for himself, has a soul ring, and it looks like he might just be going straight for the blink dagger. So never mind. Treads it is. He just waited forever by him.
Yeah, I was also gonna say, I mean, against a team with a Lion and a Shadow Demon, and even a Queen of Pain who can she doesn't need to stun you, she just needs to kill you to stop that black hole. I think a straight blink dagger is really risky. You can certainly make stuff happen with it. It's just a very high risk, high reward early buy, as it usually is.
Yeah, I'm definitely much prefer the mechanism, and we'll see if that's where he decides to go from here. As Necrophos is just continuing to farm away, 54 CS. really doing extremely well for himself. Over 1,000 ahead of the Spectre.
Yeah, I mean, you can say a lot of things about Swindle, but you cannot ever say he's bad at just getting free farm when he's got it open like this. But I mean, the fact that they didn't contest his lane at all, they just had the Shadow Demon soaking the entire time, which I mean,
I don't know how I feel about that.
You kind of had to defend the Spectre because a solo Clockwork versus Spectre is going to destroy her. She wouldn't get anything done.
Well, they're going to talk. Speaking of the Spectre, they're going to move in here. Spirit is around this time. Mike going to hookshot for it again. Minus is here. There's the stun. Queen of Pain here as well, and I think that Arcane Bolt is gonna finish the deal. Just barely. Double kill for Z-Freak. He's gonna eat a tower shot in the Shadow Strike damage. I think he's gonna die here to this. Yep.
Deny from Mike, maybe. Yeah.
No!
So they make the best of that situation.
Yeah.
He's level 6 now. That's
Radiant's
pretty good for
bottom
complexity.
tower is under attack.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we also have to remember that it's kind of a given that you're probably going to go a little
Radiant's
bit.
top tower is under
You're going to
attack.
trade not quite well in the laning phase if you have a Spectre on your team.
That's
so I don't
2
think
deaths
being
for
just 2 and
Spectre
3.
now, though. I mean, look at
She's
where
only got
Spectre
38
is.
CS.
Spectre is just. I mean, the entire Iridian is incredibly underfarmed here in comparison.
I mean, against this aggressive of a lineup, I actually would have liked her to go for Dispersion over Desolate. I don't think you need to have the Spectre fighting early. I think you have enough power in the rest of your lineup for the mid game that you don't need that extra damage from her.
She's dead again.
Yeah.
Mystic Flare, that's a little bit off the mark. Maybe that's going to save Exile coming in. There's the Black Hole onto the Spectre. They're going to use that, and I think that will probably spell the end. Arcane Bolt definitely going to clean that one, if not Mike. Mike's going to do a hook shot on Exile. He's going to go down too. Mike falls, but complexity just stomping on this Spectre.
Yeah, I mean, well, not really surprising. I mean, you've left her kind of... I don't know. I wish the axe would be a little bit closer, you know, TP in or something to help her out. Because you could put... If they try to go on you with, you know, a 2-on-2 and an axe shows up, that's 2 free kills.
Z-Freak. Caught in the creeps.
He's got no mana, does he? Oh, there's the concussive shot. It doesn't matter. Gets the long range. There's that Source Engine melee hitbox, man. As a Team Fortress player, I can tell you that the Source Engine is pretty bad about melee hitboxes.
Yeah, that was quite the dunk. And continuing on forward here, I'm glad to see that, honestly, for Thundercats, that Guanzo at least has been able to find good farm, and he has the Blink Dagger now, gets himself the dunk, level 9. Guanzo, I think, will be the saving grace for the Thundercats if they need to create some space in the mid game, which they definitely do. I mean, Swindle has 80 CS. He's going to be the neck builder on this team, actually.
It's pretty terrifying. Yeah, well, yeah, I can definitely see that. I think maybe you want to go... God, see, BKB on the complexity lineup for Enigma would be kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because if you don't, you're always going to get instant canceled by the Lion if you don't catch him, or the Shadow Demon if you do, or blown up by the Queen of Pain damage, right? But you can still get Queen of Pain ulted, you can still get right-clicked, and you can still get Axe taunted. It's a little harder to Axe taunt someone who's
They're going to go on the Spectre again! Motivation must not be very motivated at this point, honestly. He's got to feel bad about this one. Mike going to go down, Guanzo darting forward, and he is playing very aggressively, but man, this Spectre... Not clean picks anymore, though.
Yeah, well, at this point, so they're 6 and 6. The Spectre is definitely falling behind, but the Queen of Pain needs to get enough going here, and the Queen of Pain and the Axe need to just really be creating space for the Spectre, trying to slow things down, trying to maybe put some pressure onto that Necrophos, although he's going to be very difficult to kill at this point. He's only, what, like 600 gold, maybe a little bit less away from his mechanism? He's got his Midas coming off cooldown. He's level 11 already. I mean, I said you wanted that fast level 11. He's got it pre-12 minutes.
Yeah, Swindle Mullins is going to be a huge issue for him. I'm interested to see where he goes from the mechanism, right? Because there's a couple different builds, but you know, some people go for a very aggressive route where you get like Blink Dagon and just try to use your hero to solo and just straight up kill one hero on the enemy team before every fight even starts.
I don't think this is the lineup for that, though. I mean, you have these heroes that do really, really well the longer they can stay alive, like Razor and Clockwork are very disruptive if they can stay alive. You have Enigma who's going to be setting you up for having a very fight.
Swindle, though. Going to run into 3 heroes and have to expect that might be the end for him. Berserker's calls. A little bit of stack there on the stuns, but DK is going to come in and clean that one up. But the rest of the complexity squad moving forward. Guanzo getting drained on that damage. And if they can slow him down, they'll easily be able to kill him. There's so much damage right now for the Razor. But Mike misses the hook shot, just gets blocked. Enigma able to take down the Lion in the meantime, but they lose Swindle.
Radiant's
It's gonna be really easy tier 1 though, with all of that Razor damage and the Enigma Eidolons. They didn't even need the Eidolons. Look at how fast that thing's selling.
Razor has a ton of damage, plus now DD as well. That's gonna go down.
For the Skywrath mage. Z-Freak stealing that tower kill.
Dire's middle
Thundercats
tower is under attack.
DK is going to be going straight for an Aghanims here. Very aggressive build from the Queen of Pain.
I mean, you know, I don't hate it at all. I think she needs to be constantly active around the map. I think the Aghanims will give her exactly what she needs to be, putting a lot more pressure on than she would otherwise. Because you don't have a carry who's able to kind of, you know, do anything if you're not there to back her up, you know?
Yeah, I mean, the Spectre's going to be taking the next 10 minutes to just farm. You cannot expect... I mean, Spectre might come to the fights at the very end if there's a couple of easy kills for her to pick up with Haunt. But honestly, Spectre is just going to be farming. He needs to find some farm here. And
do you think you still go Radiance at this point?
I think so. I mean I think all the other builds are so much worse.
Oh, she might be in trouble. Here comes the smoke in from Mike. She's just... Yeah, she's done so. No way she's getting out of that. Not even
hook shot.
Cogs even.
And not even Cogs. Talking about hook shot. Don't even need the Cogs for that one. Now DK gonna dart forward. They want to bring down Swindlewell and Guanzo. Gonna catch him with the call. He gets brought down. The Lion Finger gonna clean that one up. So
right,
TC they're getting good kills here. Yeah. But Mike is here. Oh, Mike, easy there, buddy. There's a lot of heroes here.
Same purpose, all.
Not enough mana for the Mystic Flare and is on cooldown.
Quap only about 1,500 gold away from that Aghanim Scepter, so she might be actually getting it within the next 4 or 5 minutes. So about a 19-20 minute Aghanims. Do you think that'll be quick enough to have an effect at the pace this Spectre's kind of disintegrating?
Oh, Mike. That was unfortunate. I mean, I think so, but Mike gets... Man, that was really sad. He hook shots his way out to try to get out of there. Goes down anyway. Oh, just... You feel bad when that happens. You hate to see it.
Looks like we're gonna have a Blade Mail on that Axe too, which I really, really like against the Skywrath Mage.
Yeah, definitely a good
scare
choice.
him away. And also against, you know, even the Necrophos.
Minus has gone for the Blink Dagger here. Talked about how aggressive this is, but this is going to help him engage on the line like this. And now Limp trying to just bully their way in. But Guanzo is going to come in. Minus getting damaged here. Is he going to be brought down? Yes, he is going to go down here. And Necrolite not in this fight. That's definitely damaging them quite a bit here, not having that heal. Both the heals, I mean, his Q and the mechanism, both can be extremely helpful in this. Disruption onto Swindle.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
We get the tower anyway.
Get that mid tower
fairly easily.
Middle tower has fallen.
Well, without the axe, I mean, the axe was down. The Quap was almost out of mana. There was nothing more that TC could do right there.
Yeah, that's about it.
And now Mike going in for that Spectre. I cannot believe that they're not warding off that jungle entrance. I mean, I get that they sentried the one ward, but like maybe even just one right in there. So you have vision, because if your Spectre is farming all the way back here, she can feel perfectly safe if she can see people coming from this part of the woods and from right here where they already have a ward, you know?
Yeah.
Are they just out of wards? Is that what's going on? Yeah, okay, 25 seconds. So I'm complaining about something that they're probably going to take care of anyway.
Hopefully, at least.
Yeah. I mean, you can see how scared she is sitting behind the tower hidden in the trees right now. She doesn't see the clock.
Dead. Oh, there's a good Hex. Maybe that's going to create some space here. Swindle not able to get off the scythe. That definitely would have done it. Now Guanzo's going to move forward. They get a great engagement. DK shreds 2 heroes with the Scream and Sonic Wave. And now Z-Freak looks like he might be the next victim as well. Amazing little engagement there from Thundercats. Guanzo setting that up perfectly.
I'm telling you, man, this new Queen of Pain is the sickest hero, and I wish she would get more play. I think teams are kind of picking her like she's a mid-tier hero. I think she's better than that. I think that 1300 range blink at level 1 is disgusting.
Continuing
she's got
on
her
forward
Aghanims
here.
now, and another 1,000 gold.
She is extremely farmed. That was an unbelievably good engagement from Thundercats.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked at first that she didn't, because you had the 2 heroes lined up to be caught by the Sonic Wave, but I didn't see the Axe coming in from behind, so she knew she could blink out, and the Axe would set her up to be in a safer position, and she'd get both nukes off anyway.
Spectre has gone
Mike
for the
is
Vitality
looking for
boost
Spectre.
here. So that's going to give her some extra tank. The question is, do you still go Radiance? I mean, I think you do, honestly. Team's creating space.
Yeah, I think you're going to have enough time. Oh, they're looking for the counter kill. Are they going to smoke up maybe for this?
They are.
Yes, okay, yeah. There they go, all right. Motivation baiting.
Taking the... He's just baiting her, and they're certainly taking the bait. There's the Earth Spike off Guanzo misses the call, but IX Mike, I think, still going to be the victim here. He gets chopped, brought down.
I said good.
Not as much as they wanted, I think, off of that
Yeah,
bait.
they
but still
definitely
pretty
wanted the
solid.
Enigma too.
Yeah. It was the missed call from Guanzo. Cost them that. He's got his Blink Force Staff, by the way. So he's doing quite well for himself. 18 minutes,
Guanzo's
Blink Force Staff, and a Chainmail.
4-1. Top of the net worth,
Yeah.
though, is the Queen of Pain.
Radiant's
Has
bottom
been
tower
excelling
is
in this
under
game thus
attack.
far. 5-0, now has the Aghanim, so that's going to put a very, very short cooldown on the Sonic Wave. Only 40 seconds, giving you some additional damage as well.
Yeah, I mean, so let's see here. With the Scepter, she's shooting for 450. 450 pure. So that's more than a third of Necrophos. That's more than half of Enigma. What else are we getting here? More than half of Skywrath Mage. A little less than a third of Razor's Life. So that's a lot of great potential damage she's got coming out there.
It's a
Almost half of
significant
Mike's
chunk.
life as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
you
combine that
you
with just a couple of nukes from other
you
people.
get a Scream off, you get the Sonic Wave off. That's a couple of heroes that are very nearly dead and a couple of other heroes that are not in a good position to fight.
Well, yeah, and on top of that, I mean, you get the Scream and the Sonic Wave off, and you have two supports who are instantly, if they're not already dead, they can immediately get called.
Yep. And Guanzo just goes to work. It's like Spirit gonna run into Z-Freak here, and that's not a good engagement for him. He gets silenced up. It is gonna go down. Z-Freak making short work of Spirit.
Quick TP out to prevent him going down to Guanzo. I mean, not that he actually knew the axe was there, but he could assume someone was coming to counter kill him.
Makes it out of there nicely.
DK farming very aggressively up there. Feels pretty safe with his blink. And now he's got to bail out, but he sees that 3 heroes are off the map. He's got another rotating towards him. They were just in mid.
Looks like he's gonna be going for that BKB next. Flare is
Yeah,
gonna
he's got,
find
there's
him.
the flare. He needs to TP.
Yeah, he's out of here.
Oh, Mike's thinking. Oh, I think he was thinking about it.
And not able to find them.
I honestly, knowing Mike and knowing how much he kind of likes to YOLO sometimes, I expected him to just throw the hook.
Yeah,
out
I
there
really expected him
try
to just
catch
go
it.
for
I was
it.
looking. I'm like, all right, we might have the hero Mike right here. That would have been a huge kill if they could have locked her down.
Now the Spectre is finding a lot of farm. Despite being 0-5 at the beginning of the game, Vitality Booster plus a little bit of effort here from Thundercats to keep her alive has found her some farm. So sure, this Radiance isn't going to be when you want it, but it's still going to be extremely effective once they do get it.
I mean, it's not great timing, but it's certainly not bad.
Yeah, it's
considering
not
she invested in
horrible.
Tread's Fight Booster beforehand.
Yeah, and
Like
that
she
died
tanked
5
up. She didn't
times.
just go straight Radiance. Yeah.
So
The assists she picked up with that the haunt in the last fight were certainly very helpful. And I assume she was in radius for the comeback gold because I think she kind of stayed in and near that fight.
DK now, I think, looking to find someone to kill.
I mean, welcome to Queen of Pain. You're always looking for someone, right?
Yep. Swindlemelon's going to be going straight for the Aghanims next. Looks like compLexity are going to smoke up here. Moving on forward. I think they're going to try to kill the Spectre again. They know that she must be getting close now to the Relic. So this is a good attempt, I think. But the question is, are they actually going to be able to get it? Spirit looks like he's just going to camp behind the Spectre. DK is in the vicinity as well. Are they going to be able to catch the Spectre?
Oh, here comes Mike.
Oh, there's the
It's the
hook
hook
shot
shot.
in. They get off the Mystic Flare, but no cogs thanks to the great
TPs
hex there
coming
by
in.
Spirit. And I think that this gank is not going to work out for compLexity. Lion eats a finger into Blade Mail, almost dies, makes it out though. And the fact, I mean, that was complete success there for Thundercats. Spectre stays alive. They waste the smoke gank. Sure, it cost them some rotations, but totally worth it.
Yeah, I mean, DK gets the kill he was looking for. I mean, the Queen of Pain needs to keep killing people. There's nothing else she's really going to get done in this game aside from taking complete control of the mid game, especially because you committed to an Aghanim Scepter. You want to be fighting constantly. If she'd gone like an Orchid or something where she could kind of late game a little bit more, like where she just takes the occasional gank, or maybe she was like maybe farming for a Hex as her first item, but you committed to the item that basically says every 40 seconds, I want to kill someone.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that's a fine choice given that they do have the Spectre here.
Absolutely. Oh, I love it.
I think it's definitely the right choice. They have the late game basically secured just with that Spectre. They need to get there, so they're going to create space for the Queen of Pain. That's exactly what DK is doing. This BKB is almost done, so that's going to be helpful as well.
Let's not forget, though, that Necrophos is pretty good for bringing down Spectre.
Yes,
I mean,
that's
especially if
true.
he gets because he's gonna get Naganims. He's got the point booster. He's definitely working towards it. So even with her kind of natural tankiness, even with the fact that she's gonna have dispersion, it's still gonna put out a whole lot of damage in that particular instance.
And I think this Spectre is going to be looking to avoid these fights for quite a while. You know, going to get the
I
Radiance,
certainly
continue
would.
farming, and just wait until you have, you know, a Heart, probably a Mantis style as well. And then maybe you start look to fight.
300 gold a relic is gonna
Until
get...
then, I mean, until then, you're just going to continue farming, try to dodge the ganks, and use your haunt in fights, and just come in at the end, maybe steal a couple kills.
Mike's in position. They have a blink dagger on the Lion now for the counterplay right here. No, it looks like they're just gonna back up. They're not gonna try to get the hook.
Juan's
gonna
over
let
there
her
as
keep
well.
farming.
I think they've learned.
Yeah. Well, it would be a huge kill right now though. She's 200 gold from a relic.
Yeah, that's exactly when you want to kill someone. And I mean, I don't think they're going to be able to get it off though. And
No, it's not happening.
Thundercats definitely know how valuable this is at this point.
Yeah, I mean the Lion is basically Spectre's personal bodyguard at this point. Because even if they can't get a kill immediately, he can buy enough time with his various amounts of disable. Especially if he gets like a double stun or a triple stun. He got a nice double stun last time. For anyone to TP in and just destroy people. And they know that DK has constantly got that Sonic Wave ready to go.
compLexity going to take the Aegis down here in pretty short order. Swindle Melons and Mindus just going for it. Now Z-Freak has joined for the XP at the end there.
Has fallen to the
Necrophos going to get himself an Aegis. But Spectre going to get himself a Relic here just as soon as the quarter makes it up there.
Swindle's also got his Aghanims if he wants it. Yeah, he just picked it up. It's coming out right now.
Pretty important item for them if they can. I mean, I think they need to get a couple kills very shortly here with Swindle Melons. I think compLexity cannot let this game go on this path much further.
Yeah, I think you want to hit the co-op with that Aghanims if at all possible. Because she's just so critical at this point in the game. If you can maybe scythe her out, no buyback before she... Oh, looks like they want to go on limp. Gonna get the stun from Spirit. Little aggressive right there. Where's anyone else?
Oh,
What was that all
I don't know.
about?
He didn't even have enough mana for Finger there. That was
Yeah,
a
well that,
weird
however,
smoke gank.
that's the scythe reveal. Because they can tell because he's got the buyback disabled.
Well, they knew that was coming anyway. They saw the point booster.
Yeah, but now they know. I mean, you know, the first... You know, every time you get an item like that, the first kill is always a little bit of a surprise. Even if you know it's coming, you don't know when. But now they can just decide to play around it a lot more carefully. Try and maybe not commit the Queen of Pain, if at all possible.
Limp has picked up an Aghanims of his own, so the Razor just gonna be looking to bring down towers with that. Skywrath Mage is gone for a Dagon. All right.
I guess to go with the Necrophos to try and bring down the Queen of
Yeah,
Pain
they're
faster.
just gonna try to burst people with the scythe.
Yep.
Because basically they want to make it so he can just scythe someone and then kill them. You know,
Yeah.
like scythe someone, then do enough damage where the scythe actually will kill them when it hits them.
Dire's
Yeah.
bottom tower
Spectre
is under
only about 400 gold away from that Radiance. Which is going to make Haunt just so much more effective. And going to
also-
make it much, much harder for compLexity to take fights, even if she's not actually there.
Yeah. In addition, gonna disable the Blink Dagger
Radiant's top tower
of the
is under
Enigma.
attack.
Certainly nothing. That's definitely something that you have to remember with now that Radiance online.
Yeah. He's sitting on 2,800 gold. Do you think he's waiting for a BKB?
Radiant's top tower has
I
fallen.
think probably. I mean, when you go for the blink, you're basically all in on the on the black hole engagements, right? So you might as well get the BKB to go with it. But now Spectre has the Radiance, 26 minutes, despite being 0-5. Very,
That's not
honestly,
a bad time
very
to throw
good.
in 5 at all.
Yeah, that's very good for the Spectre.
Like a truly rushed Radiance will probably come out around like 12, 13 if you're doing nothing but Radiance and you get good farm and maybe like a kill or two in lane.
Yeah, that's
So-
like best case scenario.
Yeah, like absolute best case. I mean, she went in for tank items, she died 5 times, but she's still sitting at 143 CS. That's exceptionally good for someone who's been under as much pressure. Especially when you consider that at like 10 minutes, she had 38. She's gotten in 15 minutes almost 110 CS.
Things going well now for the Spectre. Still need some time though. I mean, now that they have the Radiance, they're definitely not out of the woods. They're in the right direction because now Haunt, like you mentioned, is much more effective, and she's gonna be farming much faster now.
Yeah. Let's see, what did she just pick up right there? She's got a cloak. I really, really like that in this
That's really
particular
smart,
game.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even if it's just a casual cloak, I honestly wouldn't have a problem with Spectre going full hood in this game. But I think the casual cloak would be perfectly acceptable as well.
Yeah,
She's
I mean-
got her 4 points of dispersion. You can see she's just slowed down the Desolate level after she kept getting wrecked.
Yeah, I mean, she knew that. Desolate's a great ability if you're winning your lane, if you're getting kills on the off laner in your lane. But when you're 0-5, Desolate is probably not where you want to be.
Yeah.
Looks like
See here, I wonder
Thundercats
what do
are
you
just
think the
going to march
Necrophos
up
is going
bottom.
to get? He's got 3,300 gold sitting.
Dire's bottom tower
Dagon's
is
a
under
possibility, I think.
Do you think maybe he just goes hard? To
Yeah,
try to
he could
lift
just go
himself?
hard. I think that's the other option. Mike can engage on Guanzo here. They're going to try to take him down. There's the BKB, so not going to be taking him damage from Blade Mail. Pops him, dunks him. DK has his BKB as well, and with it, they're just pushing complexity back. Motivation coming in here with the haunt, just pushing them back. Mynuts, his BKB is just about run out now, and good fight there for the Thundercats. They seem to be in good position now for this game.
Yeah, I mean, and complexity has to know the clock is ticking. You have the Razor and the Necrophos as your late game. I mean, you do always
still
have
randomly,
Enigma
yeah,
X
you can
Factor.
still like
You have
randomly
the
win
Enigma
this
X
game.
Factor.
They have Enigma.
Yeah,
they have Recycle with disabling buyback. Excuse me, cannot talk. So both of those things right there can definitely win you the game randomly if they're not careful.
I think that the problem they're going to have is just once Spectre tanks up a little bit more, bringing her down without a real strong physical damage carry is going to be very, very hard.
Especially with the purchase of the cloak.
Yeah. I mean, Razor, I mean, sure, he can kind of get that going, but if they're careful about not getting too much damage drained away with the static link, I think it becomes very, very worrisome.
Swindle's still farming up here. Up to over 4,000 gold. Looks like the Thundercats are going to be heading up towards this top lane, tier 2. Complexity all grouped up in the bottom lane.
Do they just want to trade? I can't imagine that you want to just trade even against a team with a Spectre.
Yeah, I don't think that's acceptable.
Dire's top tower
I mean,
is under
Spectre
attack.
is
Radiant's
definitely not
bottom
the hero you
tower
want to
is
go
under
even with
attack.
at this point. You really, I think, need to abuse the fact that she still doesn't have a ton of HP. The problem is I don't know if they really can. They do kill that tower extraordinarily quickly with the Razor, and I think they're going to continue moving forward here, but Eye of Storm actually still has about half of its duration left.
Top tower has fallen.
No
Top tower
harm for
goes
another
down.
13
Radiant's
seconds.
bottom tower is under attack.
She might just have to TP. Yeah, she's going to just TP and get some man.
Well, they get the top tower.
Complexity seeing that is going to back up.
They're out of here.
I mean, I wouldn't want to commit into that either. There's an Axe ready to grab you. There's a Queen of Pain who's been blowing you up all game, and you have a Spectre with Radiance and some tankiness going on. So it looks like she's actually going to go for maybe a Diffusal coming up right this. She's not going to tank up. She's going to go for a little bit more damage.
Dire's
Interesting.
top
And
And unless
tower
that's
is under
a
attack.
Yasha for Manta, the Blade of Alacrity.
Oh, that could be Yasha, yeah.
It could be Yasha for Manta. Actually, I think that's probably more
that's probably
likely. Come
what
to
it
think of it. Yeah. I saw this. Whenever I see a single Blade of Alacrity, I'm just like, wow, why is he buying Diffusal?
Not always
I
that.
brain fart. I can
Yeah, I
never
think the
associate Blade of
Yasha-
Alacrity with Yasha. I just say, oh, it's Yasha.
Yasha gives you the extra farm speed, gives you a little movement speed. The Manta style, obviously extremely good with Desolate, so very
Well,
common item.
being able to Manta off the Skywrath Silence is a really big deal, I think.
A lot of reasons to purchase that for this game, and
Yeah.
Thundercats still just creating some space here, checking on Roshan. Finds himself a free TP scroll. Exile just got 100 free gold. Nice.
Hey, man. As we saw
Oh,
from
Limp.
a certain weather-based team, TP scrolls in the pit can be pretty important.
Wanzo's going to move forward here and steal these Ancients away from Limp.
I mean, well, considering they got the stack going for him, that's very kind of them. Complexity stacking Ancients feels weird to me. Who's going to actually clear stacks?
Yeah, he turned on Eye of the Storm to try to clear it, but that was not
That's
really
weird.
working.
Yeah.
Guanzo will take those very kindly. I think DK needs to try to find another couple of kills here. He's going to be farming towards a Hex. Well, I guess it could be a
Dire's
Linken's, but I think
bottom
it's going to be a
tower is
Hex.
under attack.
Yeah, I mean, I would bet on a Hex at this point. You have the extra, it'll be an extra way to shut down. Oh no, the Enigma's got his BKB, so the Hex won't do that for him.
Dire's
But an extra way to
bottom
deal
tower
with
is
the
under
Necrophos,
attack.
an extra way to help shut down the Razor, maybe once he's drained all that damage, once his BKB is down, just get a Hex off and blow him up.
Also, I mean, Blink Hex, very, very quick. Very hard for them to react
Yes. Yes.
to. Mynuts with 2,500 gold. Where does he want to go? He's doing very well. 223 last hits. Pretty farmed. Both teams looking content to play pretty static considering one team has a Spectre. To be honest, I would expect Complexity to try to force the issue a little bit more here with this Necrolite, who has gone for the Shiva's Guard.
It's a really hard team to force against, though. Like, I mean, you have the Queen of Pain and the Axe for quick reaction. If you can't force unless you see the Guap and the Axe. or you're just risking complete and utter devastation. Especially because the Lion has just basically been, I mean, less so recently, but with the amount he was babysitting Spectre, they really got very gun-shy after those 2 baits where they just lost a couple heroes every time.
Yeah.
It just felt like they weren't confident going on the Spectre anymore, and I honestly can't blame them.
Looks like
Yeah, there's the Yasha for motivation, so.
Yeah. Not a huge surprise there. And
No.
Spirit and Exiled just trying to find some farm for themselves. They'd like to get a mobility item, I think, onto Exiled. So that's probably a 4-staff in this case. Blink Dagger has been completed for Spirit. That's been there for a while, but what a crucial item Blink Dagger is for the Lion.
Yeah. I mean, he's just a... You don't really think about it a lot of the time at kind of lower levels, but at higher levels when you're really worrying about getting multiple heroes with that Earth Spike, getting the Hex off very, very quickly on the initiation, the Blink just enables so much for Lion that it weirds me out when I see someone buy something that isn't Blink as their first Lion item, put it that way.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so effective. Gives you all the tools you need. Thundercats are just playing so passively here. I think they know that if they just sit on this game for a while, they'll be in good shape.
Yeah, I mean, I would not feel any particular rush to end the game if I were them. Quap may not be the greatest late gamer, but she's certainly not bad, especially with the pure damage ultimate now.
Yeah, now that that's
I mean, 490 pure is still pretty big, and she can get a decent amount of damage going out. I mean, she's got the two agility points per level. So and she can use, as we just saw, she can use Sonic Wave happily to farm creeps with that 40-second cooldown.
Yeah, just fine. Especially, it's actually great against huge waves. You know, if you let a lane get really pushed in, just walk over, ult it, get like 600
or stacks
gold.
even.
Yep, stacks.
She wrecks stacks. Not that Spectre can't be taking those for herself.
So a lot of ways for Thundercats to get a lot out of the map here, and let's take a quick look at the gold graphs.
Yeah, complexity is
Huge
still
advantage
leading there.
for complexity.
The experience graph is almost even though.
Yeah.
And when you're dealing with an Axe and a Lion and stuff, out leveling them is kind of a big deal. If you can out level the Axe very early, he loses a lot of his potential. If you can out level the Lion and keep him down, he loses a huge amount. But he's got the level 2 Finger of Death, so between the Quap and the Lion, they can kill basically anyone. Looks like we're gonna have a 4-man smoke.
Now there is a 4-staff up on the line as well. He is very, very mobile, and it looks like Shadow Demon's going to be going for that 4-staff as well. DK does have enough here for the Hex. Just waiting to pick it up.
Let's see here.
They're grouped up.
Well, he doesn't have enough surplus.
Yeah, he won't have buyback as well.
Yeah. Oh, there they go.
Oh, they're gonna. Oh, wow! Great blink away by Minuts, and Mike going to try to capitalize on this. Guanzo up here, but he does have a BKB for himself. So I think, are they going to try to re-engage on this? No, he's going to get Reaper Sight. He's brought down. No buyback now for him. complexity going to use that to move into Roche.
I mean, well, what are you going to do without your axe as Thundercats? It's not like they burned Black Hole or anything significant on that. It was just hookshot.
Roche just quickly falling here. Eye of the Storm doing making short work of Roche.
Yeah,
I think complexity now might need to take some moves here. I mean,
I think they need to push quick.
They need to
the
do
Axis
something.
Back up.
Players here.
Although the Spectre is just going to be pushing out top. DK is also top, but he's got the TP. He's got his Hex ready to go. It looks like he has committed to not having buyback, though. So if that Quap gets picked off anytime soon...
I mean, I guess they imagine that maybe he'll just get Reaper Sight anyway, so it won't even matter.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, saving for buyback against the Necrophos and, like, committing everything to that can cost you. That's certainly sure. She's also going to get some gold going up here and just get damage in on this tower.
Well, bottom lane, though.
I mean, they have to know they can really fight out the axe, though. I'm surprised they didn't fort that.
Wow, they're just sacking a lane of Rex here. Okay.
And it's not like DK is gonna get anything. Maybe they'll get the T3 right here.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They used the fortification. Don't save the barracks.
Has fallen. Dire's top barracks are under attack.
Complexity have to be very happy with how that just went.
Yeah.
Still have the
Axis
Aegis
back
here
up
on
in
the
5 seconds.
Radiant's middle tower
They have to.
is under
I think
attack.
TC have to crush the
Dire's
engagement
top
here.
barracks are under attack.
Spirit force staffing away. In comes Exile. Drops the Purge down onto Swindle Melons. That's all they're gonna do. They lose the tier 3 from it. That was not good for Thundercats.
I'm really surprised Spectre decided to back up off of that that top lane of Rax.
She's back.
Dire's top barracks are
Yeah.
under
Well,
attack.
she needs to be. I mean, she can see all the heroes
She's
right
going
there.
for the melee barracks. All right. Turns on the
There's the
haunt.
haunt.
And there's a black hole in the mid lane. Minets has caught two. Guanzo is going to go down here. And it looks like the Queen of Pain trying to make it out. Turns on an Invis room.
Motivation got the top lane of Rax.
But are they going to lose 2 lanes of Rax here? complexity. Down goes the Aegis. Guanzo does have the dunk available. Swindle Melon's taking damage. They need to kill him. They need to kill Swindle. They don't kill him. Now, oh, disruption, I think, used to stop the Reaper Scythe damage, but complexity looks like they're going to make it out. There's the
That
Queen
ends
of
up being a
Pain.
really good trade for TC. Getting that top lane of Rax in exchange and getting off that Aegis.
DK gets hexed. Is he going to go down here? Yes, he is. Necrophos going to live. And he does have buyback now. That's pretty crucial.
That was a pretty big commitment from DK to try to get that Necro. I mean, again, I can't say I would have done anything different in his position, but it ends up costing him quite a bit right there. Although, complexity, maybe they're just going to back off. Do you still feel that you can play into the Spectre? I mean, she's got her Manta now.
Yeah, this Spectre is becoming a problem. I mean, if Spectre gets the heart next, then it's going to be really, really hard to kill her. They do have the Necro to do it, but...
Queen of Pain's up to 40.
Honestly, I get more worried about just the tankiness of the Haunt illusions. You just Haunt, and as a support, you're like, all right, well, half my HP is gone. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's always going to be something that Spectre hates, is just... Or that anyone against Spectre hates, excuse me. It's just the fact that supports can do nothing about that. You're just going to die, practically. I wouldn't be surprised to see her kind of outright kill some people. Although, no, they've tanked up a little bit. You actually see a Ghost Scepter up on the Skywrath Mage.
Ice Mike now picking up the BKB. complexity, I think, still need to force the issue, though. The Queen of Pain's going to be up in a couple of seconds. Swindlemons has healed almost all the way back up from that Sadist. Wow, Limp popping Eye of the Storm for 1 stack of Ancients.
They have to back up. They're having kind of that same thing. They're having a Leviathan coming in. Their base is just starting to die to these creeps. And I think that's going to become a little bit of an issue because if they don't have Necrophos back, their creep clear really isn't particularly good. And then obviously Spectre is perfectly happy to just take all this farm that's being force-fed to her at bottom lane. But Necro doesn't... I mean, how much stronger is he really going to get? Sure, he can tank up a little bit more. Sure, you can get like some Boots of Travel or something on him, but there's not much left for him. He's practically capped out, and that is not anywhere near what's happening with the Spectre. So if you're trading even right now, when your safe laner is nearly capped out, I mean, even the Razor is almost done. He drops the Drum and the Aquila for maybe a couple things, but he's got his most key items. Maybe he gets a Refresher.
Yeah. Definitely at least still enters the conversation. You know, if I'm Swindlemons, I think it's possible that Blink is a consideration here if you want to try to catch out the Spectre, but I'm not sure you're ever really going to be able to do that.
Yeah, I think you need a lot more burst than is available for complexity to be able to catch the Spectre.
I agree. Especially with the cloak and...
Yeah. Now, the Queen of Pain, is she going for a Refresher for double ulti? Because she's got an Oblivion Staff. It's way too late for an Orchid.
Yeah, I think it must be. Plus the double BKB.
That's going to be nasty, dude. 900, or excuse me, almost 1,000 pure damage.
Over 1,000.
Over 1,000, yeah. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong number right there. 1050 pure is
oh, Mike
scary.
gonna move in here. He is gonna catch Guanzo. 4 staffs himself away. Now Spirit moving forward. There's the Hex on him. Limp trying to go to work now. There's the pure damage coming through. Guanzo misses the chop on Mike. That's not helpful. Now in comes the Spectre. Limp still standing strong with the BKB activated all the way in the front line. Swindlemelons here as well. Does have the Reaper Scythe available now. And it looks like a second lane of Rax is going to crumble for the Thundercats. And I think this game might end with a whimper. I don't know how they're going to win this fight without the axe.
But they can't just turn away.
I mean,
yeah,
gonna
let this top Rax go. They can't let this happen.
I don't think they can. They have a Spectre, but I don't think they're going to win against Megas. That's for sure.
No, well, Spectre's not really that good at dealing with Megas compared to like a Cleave hero. Oh, she's going to go down.
Spectre, disruption saving her, but Minot comes in, and I think that's going to be the black hole that ends it. 2 buybacks, Spectre and the Shadow Demon, but that's all they've got, and I don't think that's going to be enough, Hippie.
compLexity, man, 2 games in a row, these kind of early game focused lineups. Who says pushing is dead, man? They're making it work.
Taking some damage here, Swindle Melons.
Making a liar out of me.
And there's the GG. Down goes the Spectre again, and that's it. compLexity. Pressure-oriented lineup seem to be working out for them. That game goes well for them, and they end the game.
Yeah, I mean, well, you know, they played a similar style as they did last game. Having Swindle on these kind of tanky mid-game int carries seems to be working for them. I'd like to see that keep happening.
Definitely would agree with that one, but kind of a bizarre game, to be honest. Spectre finding some farm, but in the end, not really mattering. Not able to live through it.
It just ended up being a little odd. I don't know. But hey, you know, well played to compLexity. They made it work both games. It's with these kind of awkward, different lineups than we're used to seeing. We're very used to seeing much harder carries than Necrophos and Razor as your primary pickups.
Yeah.
I think maybe if Thundercats had kind of got on the train of playing very defensively around the Spectre a little bit earlier, they would have been better off if she had had maybe a little bit more of an impact on the mid game, but I don't think they played particularly badly. I just think that last sort of engagement, I think honestly the Axe whiffing the dunk on the Clockwork was kind of a big shift right there, because when that went on cooldown, they didn't have the finisher. It got very, very difficult for them to kill some of these heroes.
Yeah, so that's your conclusion, though, for the Dota 2 Canada Cup today. We do have a couple of games tomorrow, Thundercats versus Ape Zone and compLexity versus Ape Zone, so that's going to be coming up in, I think, around 24 hours from now, maybe a little bit less than that, so you guys can look forward to that one. And until then, thank you guys for watching. I'm What Is Hip from High Ground TV, at What Is Hip TV on Twitter, with me, Hippie, at Hippie Casting. And thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next time.